Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to vlog number 3 on restoring this Mercury that I've got here. And I've just spent the last, a while, trying to figure out why my reverse lights aren't working. And I was gonna upload like 3 different videos, but they all just ended up being really boring because I didn't find anything out at all. So I just decided to do it all off camera. So what I did is I replaced the bulbs, because they are both blown up. I checked the continuity of the wire coming from the bulbs, coming from the switch going to the bulbs, and there was constant, it wasn't broken anywhere. There was power throughout the whole thing, or continuity. So the wire's good. There's no mouse damage there. I tested the switch, and the old switch tested bad. So I replaced the switch, but it still didn't work after I replaced the switch. So I was a little bit at a loss. So I tried to look at my service manual, and it turns out you had to buy a whole separate manual for the wiring diagrams, unlike GM, which has them all in 3 books. It has the body and the chassis, it has the engine, and it has the electrical. Ford's not like that. Ford makes you buy a whole different manual for the electrical diagrams, which is stupid. But anyway, I bought it, and I looked at the diagrams, and I studied it for like 4 or 5 hours last night. And I couldn't really figure out what the hell was going on because I found the power wire, I found the ground wire, I found the wire that goes to the brake indicator light on the dash, and then I found the wire that goes back to here. And I tested them all again last night. I have power, I have ground, I have continuity coming to the back, and my theory was that it was grounding out through the brake light indicator because my fasten belts light will come on even though I have the seatbelt harness unhooked, and it shouldn't be doing that. So I thought maybe I had a grounding issue, but I tested the ground everywhere, and it was fine. It was actually really, really good. There was no resistance at all. It was a really good ground. So I was like, what the hell is going on? So I decided to take apart or disconnect the switch again and pull the switch off the column, and I'll show you what I found here. So a whole bunch of stuff happened. So basically, here's the old one. And this one was bad. I just tried doing this one again. It's a bad switch. So the switch was bad the first time. And the second time that it didn't work after I replaced the switch wasn't because it was faulty. It was because I did it wrong. So this thing right here moves. I don't know if I can do it with my finger. I might need a screwdriver. Okay. So I'll see if I can do this with one hand. This thing inside here moves. Right? And what this does is your shifter on the column has a little tang that sticks up about that high, and it goes into here like that. So when you pull the shifter down, it moves the whole column, and this thing moves with it. And right there, if you feel it click, that's reverse. So it should ground something out through inside the switch and turn your reverse lights on. So, the new switch had this little plug in it, like this, and it was plugged right here, and it's not going to go in because I have this in the reverse position right now. But the new switch was like this, and that plug was in it like that, and I thought that this must be supposed to be here, and it was broke off this one, and that's why it didn't work. But actually, if you look down in there, I don't know if you can see it, that thing blocks this from moving over there. So if I were to try and move this now, it gets stuck right there because this thing is coming down too far and it's blocking the movement. So this right here is actually like 3rd gear position, or maybe drive, I guess, on this car. Would be drive, and then 2, and then 1, right? So it was thinking I was in drive the whole time. When I pulled this plug out, and then I took my screwdriver and pushed this back to about right there, the reverse lights came on. So I found that out. The other thing about this is that this is adjustable, because this was fit on many Ford cars, Lincoln, Mercury, anything with a vacuum override on the emergency brake. So there's these bolt holes on it that are adjustable, and they have these little marks on them for different notches, for where you want to adjust this thing to be, so it can sit in your column like this or this or this, whatever. You have like about that much wiggle room in it, because this tang on your steering column is going to sit in a different, because that'd be park, but on this car, I think park's about right there. So it'd be sitting about right there, and you want to adjust these guides here so that this is all the way back in park. So my switch should sit like this on the column instead of right on top like I had it. So not only did I have that stupid plug in the new switch preventing it from operating correctly, but I also didn't have my switch adjusted on the column correctly. It was just sitting there. I think my tang ended up being in this empty dead spot right here, and it just wasn't doing anything. And it was, as a result of that, this is the most frustrating part of this whole thing. As a result of me installing that wrong, it broke off the tang. So this right here, this is the tang, and it's got these two little prongs. See if I can focus the camera here. There we go. Got these two little prongs in it, and those attached to either side. There's a little slot in the steering column, and this thing is going to sit in there. You sort of pinch this, and it sits in there, and the tang sticks out about that high, and that tang goes in the slot just like that. So this broke off, and luckily it didn't break. It just sort of fell out. Like by hand, I just touched it and it fell out. That's how I found out about this system. So I need to put this back in, but the issue is that it's all the way back behind everything and up and around, so you have to sort of stick like this. And there's about that much room to work with. And then if you drop this, it ends up going under the carpet and back under the firewall, and it's going to be pretty much impossible to get back. So that's going to be a high risk job putting that back in. But on the bright side, I now know how this switch works, how the backup switch works, and provided I can get this back in, I should be able to figure this out pretty easily and adjust this so it's operating correctly. So that is the update on the Mercury for the third vlog about this. I have fixed my reverse lights, and by the next time I have this car in a video, the reverse lights will hopefully be actually operating. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.